Russia, a land of immense beauty and staggering diversity, a name that conjures images of vast plains, snow-capped mountains and glittering onion domes. From the icy tundras of Siberia to the bustling streets of Moscow, Russia's landscape is as varied as its history, but beyond its geographic grandeur lies a history as captivating and complex as any on Earth. A history marked by the rise and fall of empires, the clash of ideologies, and the resilience of its people. From its humble beginnings as a collection of Slavic tribes to its emergence as a global superpower, Russia's story is one of transformation and endurance. Russia's story is one of triumphs and tragedies, of revolutions and resilience. It is a tale of a nation that has repeatedly reinvented itself in the face of adversity. This essay will take you on a journey through over 1,000 years of Russian history. We will explore the key events and figures that have shaped this vast nation. We'll begin with the rise of Kiev Rus, a medieval kingdom that laid the foundation for Russian culture and identity. This early state was a melting pot of Slavic, Viking, and Byzantine influences. The cultural and political achievements of Kiev Rus set the stage for the future Russian state. Its legacy can still be seen in Russian art, religion, and governance. We'll delve into the tumultuous Mongol invasion, a period of profound change that shaped Russia's destiny. The Mongol yoke left an indelible mark on the Russian psyche and its political structure. The Mongol rule, though harsh, also brought about a unification of the Russian lands under a common enemy, setting the stage for the rise of Moscow. Then we'll witness the rise of Moscow as a new center of power, uniting the Russian lands and challenging foreign domination. Moscow's ascendancy marked the beginning of a new era in Russian history. Under the leadership of its czars, Moscow expanded its influence, eventually becoming the heart of the Russian Empire. This period saw the consolidation of power and the expansion of Russian territory. Our journey continues with the transformative reign of Peter the Great, a visionary Tsar who opened Russia to the West and propelled it into the modern era. His reforms touched every aspect of Russian life, from the military to the arts. Peter's efforts to modernize Russia included the creation of a powerful navy, the establishment of new educational institutions, and the introduction of Western customs and technologies. We'll explore the tumultuous events of the 20th century, a time of great upheaval and change. The Russian Revolution of 1917 was a turning point that led to the end of the Tsarist autocracy and the rise of the Soviet Union. From the cataclysmic Russian Revolution, which saw the overthrow of the Romanov dynasty, to the establishment of a communist state under Lenin and the Bolsheviks, this period reshaped Russia and the world. To the devastating Second World War, where Russia, then the Soviet Union, played a crucial role in the defeat of Nazi Germany. The war left a deep scar on the nation, but also solidified its status as a global superpower. And the ensuing Cold War, a period of intense rivalry between the Soviet Union and the United States. This era was marked by political tension, nuclear arms race, and ideological conflict. Finally, we'll arrive at modern-day Russia, grappling with the legacy of its past while navigating the complexities of the 21st century. Today's Russia is a nation in transition, balancing its rich history with the demands of a globalized world. The echoes of its past are ever present, influencing its politics, culture, and society. As Russia moves forward, it continues to be a key player on the global stage. Join me as we explore the dramatic sweep of Russian history, a story filled with larger-than-life figures, pivotal events, and enduring themes that continue to shape our world today. From the legendary rulers like Ivan the Terrible and Catherine the Great to the revolutionary leaders like Lenin and Gorbachev, Russia's history is populated with influential personalities, and its cultural contributions, from literature and music to science and space exploration, have left an indelible mark on the world. The story of Russia is not just a national narrative, but a global one, interwoven with the history of humanity itself. Our journey begins in the 9th century AD, a time when much of Eastern Europe was a tapestry of Slavic tribes. These tribes, each with their own unique customs and traditions, painted a diverse cultural landscape across the region. These communities, scattered across the vast plains, were bound by common linguistic roots but lacked a unified political structure. They lived in small, self-sufficient villages, relying on agriculture, hunting, and fishing for their livelihoods. Despite their shared language and cultural practices, The tribes often found themselves in conflict with one another, vying for control over fertile lands and resources. Enter the Vikings, Scandinavian seafarers, renowned for their trading prowess and military might. These formidable warriors and traders ventured far from their northern homelands, navigating the treacherous waters of the Baltic Sea and beyond. Sailing down rivers from the Baltic Sea, these Norsemen, known in the east as Varangians, established trading posts and forged alliances with the local Slavic tribes. Their longboats, designed for both sea and river travel, allowed them to penetrate deep into the heart of Eastern Europe, where they traded goods such as furs, amber, and slaves. One such Varangian leader, Oleg of Novgorod, seized control of the strategically important city of Kiev in 882 AD. This bold move not only secured a vital trading hub, but also laid the foundation for a new political entity. This event marked the birth of Kiev Rus, a loose federation of Slavic and Finnic peoples ruled by a Varangian elite. The Varangians, with their superior military organization and strategic acumen, provided the necessary leadership to unify the disparate tribes under a single banner. Over the next century, Kiev Rus expanded its territory through a combination of diplomacy and military conquest, establishing trade routes that connected Scandinavia to Byzantium, the glittering capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. These trade routes not only brought wealth and prosperity to Kiev Rus, but also facilitated cultural and technological exchanges that enriched the burgeoning state. The reign of Vladimir the Great from 980 to 1015 AD marked a pivotal moment in the history of Kiev Rus. Vladimir, a shrewd and ambitious ruler, recognized the need to consolidate his power and unify his diverse subjects under a common faith. Recognizing the need for a unifying force to solidify his realm, Vladimir made the momentous decision to adopt Christianity as the official religion of his kingdom. This decision was influenced by his desire to strengthen ties with the powerful Byzantine Empire and to elevate the cultural and political status of Kiev Rus on the international stage. In 988 AD, he orchestrated the mass baptism of the citizens of Kiev in the Dnieper River, a symbolic event that tied the fate of Rus to the Eastern Orthodox faith. This mass conversion not only unified the people under a single religion, but also marked the beginning of a new era of religious and cultural development in the region. Vladimir's conversion had far-reaching consequences, bringing Rus into the cultural orbit of Byzantium and laying the groundwork for the development of a distinct Russian Orthodox identity. The adoption of Christianity facilitated the introduction of Byzantine art, architecture, and literature, which profoundly influenced the cultural landscape of Kiev Rus. Over time, these influences blended with local traditions to create a unique and enduring cultural heritage. The 13th century brought a new and formidable force to the steppes of Eastern Europe, the Mongols. Emerging from the vast plains of Central Asia, these fierce warriors were destined to change the course of history. Led by the legendary Genghis Khan and his successors, these nomadic warriors from the east swept across Eurasia, conquering vast territories and leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Their campaigns were marked by unparalleled military strategy and ruthless efficiency. In 1240, the Mongol hordes, under the command of Batu Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, reached the borders of Kiev Rus. This marked the beginning of a relentless invasion that would forever alter the landscape of Eastern Europe. The ensuing Mongol invasion would mark a turning point in Russian history, ushering in a period of profound change and upheaval. The Mongols brought with them not only destruction, but also a new order that would reshape the region. The Mongol armies, renowned for their equestrian skills, military discipline, and strategic brilliance, proved to be a devastating force. Their ability to move swiftly and strike with precision made them nearly unstoppable. City after city fell before their onslaught. The Mongols employed psychological warfare, spreading fear and panic among their enemies, which often led to cities surrendering without a fight. Kiev, the once proud capital of Rus, was sacked and burned in 1240, its glorious past reduced to smoldering ruins. The fall of Kiev was a symbolic blow to the heart of the Rus' civilization. The Mongol conquest shattered the political unity of Kiev Rus. The once cohesive state was fragmented into smaller principalities, each struggling to survive under the new Mongol overlords. The conquered territories were incorporated into the vast Mongol Empire, known as the Golden Horde, and subjected to Mongol rule. This new political entity would dominate the region for over 2 centuries. Despite the hardships they endured, the Russian principalities under Mongol rule underwent a process of transformation. The Mongol influence permeated various aspects of life, from administration to military tactics. The Mongols, though ruthless conquerors, were pragmatic rulers who valued order and stability. They established a system of governance that allowed for local autonomy while ensuring the flow of tribute to the Mongol Khans. They demanded tribute from their subjects but allowed them a degree of autonomy in their internal affairs. This system of indirect rule helped maintain a semblance of normalcy in the daily lives of the conquered peoples. This period witnessed the rise of new centers of power, most notably the Grand Duchy of Moscow, which would eventually challenge and overthrow Mongol domination. The resilience and adaptability of the Russian people during this time laid the groundwork for the eventual emergence of a unified Russian state. The struggle against Mongol rule culminated in significant battles such as the Battle of Kulikovo in 1380, where Russian forces achieved a symbolic victory. This battle marked the beginning of the end for Mongol dominance in the region. In the aftermath of Mongol rule, there was a cultural and religious revival in the Russian lands. The Orthodox Church played a crucial role in unifying the people and preserving the cultural heritage of the Rus. The rise of Moscow as a powerful center of Russian culture and politics set the stage for the eventual unification of the Russian territories. Leaders like Ivan the Great expanded Moscow's influence, paving the way for the creation of a centralized Russian state. The trials and transformations of this period were pivotal in shaping the identity and future of Russia. The legacy of the Mongol invasion and the subsequent rise of Moscow continue to influence the nation's history and culture to this day. As the Mongol grip on Russia began to weaken in the 14th century, a new power emerged from the ashes of Kiev Rus, the Grand Duchy of Moscow. Situated in the northeastern region of Russia, Moscow benefited from its strategic location at the crossroads of important trade routes. Its rulers, known as Grand Princes, skillfully navigated the complex web of Mongol politics, gradually consolidating their power and expanding their influence over neighboring principalities. One figure stands out as the architect of Moscow's rise to prominence, Ivan III, known as Ivan the Great, who ruled from 1462 to 1503. A shrewd and ambitious ruler, Ivan III continued the policies of his predecessors, expanding Moscow's territory through a combination of diplomacy, marriage alliances, and military conquest. He understood the importance of throwing off the yoke of Mongol rule and asserting Russian independence. In 1480, in a bloodless standoff known as the Great Stand on the Ujar River, Ivan III effectively ended Mongol domination over Russia. Ivan III's reign marked a turning point in Russian history. He declared Moscow the Third Rome, the legitimate successor to the Roman and Byzantine empires, and adopted the title of Tsar, a Russian derivation of the Roman Caesar. Under Ivan III, Moscow became the center of a powerful and autocratic state, laying the foundation for the Russian Empire that would emerge in the centuries to come.